Hello, everybody. Welcome to Die Party Hollow Earth Expedition week number fucking 12. I want to say 12. I could be completely wrong then because I actually didn't look. Yes, it's week number 8, not 12. Completely wrong.
It feels like 12.
It feels like
So
12, yeah. Hi everyone, welcome to Die Party Game Day. We've got a heap of games ready for you today. We've got Hollow Earth Expedition, followed by Everyone is John. And last but not least, after that, we have Sky Sword, which is a brand new game that I'm participating in on another channel, but that's besides the point. Alright, so, Hex. We are in week number 8. Let me introduce everyone who's playing today. First up, we have Frank playing Arch Strathorn.
hello, how you guys doing?
Up next, we have Maction playing Otto Schultz.
That's just his nickname. We tend to call him Otto.
Ada. Hey, Ada. Ada Schultz.
I was gonna say fuck, but okay.
Attaboy.
Otto Schultz.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
I will be taking the reins of the one called Rex Holt. And last but not least, we have Game Master Wreckage.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick. Anyways.
Yo.
Alright, so we've had 2 weeks since we last played. Wreckage,
Yay.
do you want to fill us in on what happened last week? Last episode?
Last time on Hollow Earth Expedition, frustrated with the various setbacks and the strict rules of the monastery, namely not being able to leave or have lethal weapons,
Jerks.
Rex Holt took the mafiosos and Balaclava Benny and Henry the Home Run Haddock and went on a hiking trip through the valley to see what could be seen and learn what could be learned out in the wild blue yonder. You encountered a strange jungle man who told you a fantastic story of how he came to be in Shangri-La.
And I believe him verbatim.
You believed him verbatim. You believed him verbatim and then left having heard his fantastic story of how he came here and why he sought to live in the forest alone. You found another village in the north of other people who weren't necessarily happy living at the monastery village, but also didn't seem too displeased with their condition, being stuck in Shangri-La. You heard a few vague details about how they came to be where they are, and got pretty annoyed with them and left.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Meanwhile, back at the monastery in the monastery village, Frank, playing Arch, had the brilliant idea of hiding under a wine barrel in order to observe clandestinely the strange iron-gated path door archway in the basement of the monastery.
Oh, Arch, right. Because his name's Arch. Anyway.
Yeah. In the basement of the monastery, he decided to stay there all day. He peed himself.
Gloriously, I might add, and drunkenly.
Eventually, he succeeded in observing several monks interact with the gate. They interacted with something that they had on their person and perhaps said some words of significance, although it was hard for Arch and his skill set to tell. The iron gate came to life, undid itself, allowed them to pass through, and then remade itself. Upon this revelation, Arch returned to his cohort, Otto Schultz, played by Maction, told the fantastic tale, to which Otto, a man of science, scoffed, but opened his mind to the possibilities and then proceeded to investigate the nature of the metal that made up the pathway. He was able to get some scrapings and he believes that he was able to get some sort of response out of the small dust-like particles from those shavings. Rex, excuse me, it's early in the morning. Kind of. Rex returned to the village from his journey after a day of staying in the northern village. He returned to the monastery village. And that's pretty much where we pick up on at this point. Everybody's back in the village. There's been some revelations. People have told each other about what they've seen.
Except I haven't told Otto. I mean, that's pretty much been made clear. I don't trust the
David,
guy yet.
have you told me yet too?
I have. Remember, we faded
Okay,
out
cool.
last time on us having like a squabble.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
About,
Yeah.
like, what we should do.
Non-married squabble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I've thought about it, and I've come to the understanding that Rex has. I mean, he sees like it's okay. So they've been together for a few months now, like 3, I think was what we came up with was the number of traveling time.
Yeah, I think 3 months.
So I'm gonna say that Rex, and Arch, in Rex's mind at least, they're good friends, but their relationship is what Rex would call friendship, but probably not what someone else would call friendship. If that makes any sense.
You
Sure.
don't have friends.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
Well, shut up.
Yep.
Anyway,
Otto.
No, I'd say, yeah, as far as Arch goes, he considers you like drinking buddy, compatriot, not like bosom buddy, lifelong friendship thing. But he'll give you a friendly ribbon now and then. But you don't piss him off too much.
Well, that's good.
Otto Schultz.
Yes.
You wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
To
the alarm clock's warning, I hope.
Well, you wake up in the morning.
Yes.
On your table in your living room
Is it Ted
is
Pigeon?
a diamond the size of your fist.
A diamond the size of my fist?
It is cut and worked, not a raw diamond, but it has been fashioned into the cliched cone with a trapezoid on top shaped diamond.
Fuck, are you serious?
Yeah, it is exactly the cliche diamond shape. It is the size of your fist, and it is resting on your table.
Whoa!
It beckons you over with a sultry finger.
That is beautiful. I mean,
The diamond
Man.
in the rough.
no, a diamond not in the rough. It's
Deruffed.
That
if you
was
will.
a Aladdin joke, in case anyone hadn't worked that out yet.
I know. It's the monster thing, the building.
so fantastic. Well, man, now I honestly wish that I had more than just one use at the moment for the diamond. I'm sure that Otto can figure out some other things to use the diamond for. Probably some sort of
Light
optics.
refractor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Make that
absolutely.
Make that cool album art.
Death
that everyone
rays,
likes.
laser
Pink
cannons.
Floyd, yeah.
Dave's whole Pink Floyd thing, all sorts of stuff.
Reproduce the cover. I like it.
You could pre-produce the cover.
Pre-produce it. I like where your head's at. Well, all right. So now with this diamond, Eureka, I have something to cut and get us actual shavings from the boss. So at this point, I suppose I will just wait for the new arrivals for Arch and Rex to come around, as I imagine they probably will.
Well, it's so I suppose that's up to them.
Yeah.
Everybody wakes up just before breakfast. Whether you go to breakfast or go over to Otto's or continue to have your argumental squabble about what to do next is up to you, the players. You wake up. It's just before breakfast, as ever, in the morning. You have 30, 40 minutes before breakfast.
Can I say
All right.
it is more than slightly disconcerting that we wake up at pretty much the same time every day? Among other things about the place that disconcerts, I think this is the thing that disconcerts me as a player the most.
Yeah, sleeping no daylight and day-night cycles is pretty alien to humans. So.
Is there anything like weird about that Rex had noticed as well?
I mean, you all generally wake up in the morning. It's just
What does that
you just
sound? It's like someone's twisting a pin
Oh,
or something.
sorry, that's the cat toy. I'll
Oh,
stop playing
okay.
with.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Is
The
it
problem
fun to
I'm
play
trying-
with?
Well, the cat enjoys it, but I'm just not letting her have any time with it.
Right. Like you
So-
have a cat.
I do.
He
When
got
did
it.
this happen?
Brand new. Anyway,
Thursday.
continuing with the
Oh.
game. Fuck real life.
Mhm.
We're in make-believe land now.
Yeah,
Gentlemen.
sorry.
cats
Katie.
exist in make believe land, maybe.
Not in Hollow
Uh,
Expedition. They're giant,
But only
giant
make-believe
felines.
cat-
Saber-toothed
make-believe
tigers.
cats.
Any hoozle. I mean, you get a full night's sleep. You get 8 hours. You feel rested. You wake up. You can't sleep because everybody pretty much wakes up because they're done being tired. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If anything, it might be indicative that nobody gets a shitty night's sleep in the Hollow Earth. Everyone gets a good night's sleep.
Alright, yeah, that makes
No
sense.
apnea. No. Temperature's always just right. That sort of thing.
Mhm. All right. Well, first thing I'm going to do is get a bucket of water and dunk my pants in it a bunch of times. So.
You
while
want
we're
to. I think you would have had ample time to wash your clothing last night before bed.
Okay. Figured I should make sure. But all right. In that case, my clothes are no longer piss stained.
In Hollow Earth,
Yes.
your pee smells great.
Well, in that case, I'm
It's
gonna
always
perfume
crystal
up,
clear,
guys.
practically drinkable.
Smells of lilacs
Gross.
and summer.
Anyway,
So,
your,
Alright,
your pants are washed.
All right. So, what? All right, Rex. What do you think we should do? You're the brains of this outfit here. I'm more just the drunken muscle.
I'm gladly. I'm fine. I'm happy you finally come to realize your role in all this.
Sick burn.
So, how much do you trust this Otto character? I mean, I've been walking about this fucking jungle for the past day.
Yeah, he seems pretty harmless. I don't think he's got a malicious bone in his body.
Harmless
I
as in,
figure-
like, we can use him, or harmless as in, like, he's going to be a problem?
Yes. Mostly harmless is that he's got that sort of kind of brain where you point him at a problem, he'll solve it. Explosions and poisons
Interesting.
be damned.
Check out the
Um,
beat while the DJ revolves it.
Yeah. So, other than that,
Trying to get in character here, you motherfucker! Anyway.
but yeah, I figure he seems like a decent sort. He doesn't really have any massive love of the monks or anything. He kind of just wants to do his science thing. We can use that.
Okay. Well,
You give him a toy. You give him a shiny toy to distract him. He'll follow you.
maybe
No offense, Otto.
he's not there, so you
Well,
can insult
yeah.
whoever you want.
I know,
It's
but
totally
you
cool.
know that's an aside.
Interesting. All right. Well, I trust your judgment on this, Arch. So let's see if we can bring him in to the fold. See if he's going to be very useful
Okay.
to us or not.
I say go for it. I think he might be getting a little frustrated at his lack of science stuff. So
Hmm.
this could be good.
Interesting.
Let's get devious up in here.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
do it. So we go visit Sir Otto, the Schultz.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, nothing prevents that from happening, and it occurs. Otto.
Fantastic.
Yay! Who didn't have to roll?
You are beset upon by a wandering knoll. You are eaten by a grue.
Oh,
Oh, Grooves. I haven't heard of them in forever.
You knock on Otto's door, I assume.
Yep.
Otto, someone knocks on your door. You hear it, I assume.
all right. I will go to the door.
There's someone at the door. It's not them. It's the Nazis. No, I'm just kidding. It is Rex and Arch.
Okay,
Um,
it's Rex and Arch.
Yeah,
Hello,
now
my
you're all there.
friends. Welcome.
We awkwardly shuffle our feet.
So
Don't say anything. Apparently.
you say nothing. That is quite all right. I have good news come in. I think you will be most pleased by my apparatus for today.
I come in and I take the most obvious, comfiest chair in the room.
Yes, my chair.
I feign understanding and try to pay attention and follow what he's saying.
It's like, good to see you again, Otto. It's been a while.
Yeah, since yesterday.
What's this about apparatus?
Well, I had been thinking the other day we were working on the problem of how it is that they get beyond the bars. And I had
Oh yeah,
discovered.
these magical bars. Yeah.
Yes, it's all hullabaloo. However, there is something at work here. I was able to extract and isolate some of the particles from the bars that seem to react very well to the carbon dioxide in one's breath. So my thinking is that they happen to have a large amount of this that is making some sort of a phase shift with the bars. I'm not entirely certain if I'm married to that term. I might change it later. But for the present moment, that is what we will go for. This phase shift, perhaps we should call it an auto shift. I like that. An auto shift to be able to pass directly through the bars in coordination with the quantum physical state. So, what the plan is I need to see if it is a quality unique to the bars themselves, or just some sort of covering over the bars, because we will be able to extract the turquoise reagent from the sediment on top of the bars. So, what I have is this, and I'll pull out the diamond the size of my fist.
Holy
You all see a
fuck.
diamond the size of Otto's fist that is perfectly carved and prepared for, I don't know, a scepter or something, a crown jewel.
A scepter.
Yeah.
At this point, Otto will enter will adopt a sort of professorial tone. So, as we all know, the diamond is one of the hardest substances on the planet. Significantly harder, I think, than these bars that they have in front of the
I
neck.
slowly raise my hand.
Yes, Arch.
How does this do with the whole phasing thing? I got phased once. I was able to sleep it off.
I am not entirely sure I understand what you are talking about. So,
I
I'm
sheepishly
getting
say, I'll go make some tea.
Yes. No. Do not make tea. You must stay here for the presentation. I've worked hard on this all of 15
I
minutes.
can hear you.
So, okay. Go do your things. Make the tea. It's wunderbar.
Okay.
So what we will do is we will use this diamond in coordination with a small hammer
So
to
while this
chip
fades
away
down,
a portion of
while
the.
this fades down to just like Maction fucking rambling in the background. Oh, sorry, Otto rambling in the background. Rex, is there any way that I can sort of investigate the quality of this diamond in any way?
No, you've got no appraisal.
Appraisal stuff? Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
looking for.
Judging by the erection it gives you, it's worth a lot of money. Other than that, I don't really know.
Yeah. So there's nothing like, yeah, all right. So I was looking for that, and I was wondering if there's something in here, but it doesn't seem like there is anything. So.
Yeah, that's not really a big part of Hollow Earth Expedition, appraising things.
Yeah.
It is not really a loot the dungeon, then go back to town and sell it game.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if it's like, if there's a clear, obvious way that I can see that it's not an actual diamond or something stupid like that.
No, that would require like a geology skill.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's more of academics than...
Yeah, that's well, specifically like a sciences geology.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Continue,
Yeah.
Maction.
So anyway, he gets across the general idea that, somebody's going to go scrape the actual bars itself. And this, if we can have a sample of this, we can determine whether or not it is a question of the sediment on top of the bars, or whether or not it is the bars
Otto.
itself. Yes, we have a question from Rex.
Yes. Do you happen to have what this scraping will eventually look like? Maybe I've seen it somewhere.
Ah, certainly. Join me in the lab. Arch, continue visiting. I will be showing Rex the sediment from the bars.
Gotcha.
And so out to the lab, and squirreled away back inside one of the drawers, I'll retrieve the small little pile of the turquoise flakes that was isolated from the sediment.
Now, using my supreme understanding of intelligence and memorization, have I seen anything similar to this in maybe like the other village or on a monk's person or anything like that?
You have seen the color turquoise before.
No, but any
I
sort
mean,
of physical thing that resembles
the
something
necklaces,
similar.
aren't
The only thing you can tell about this thing is that it is the color turquoise. It has no other identifiable properties in its current state of a couple finely ground dust particles.
Okay.
You can't tell its texture or its weight or anything else.
But I know it's
Tastes
going to be
delicious,
like
though.
a gem or something, right?
No, you don't. You have no reason to suspect that it necessarily is going to be that.
Okay.
It's just powder in his hand right now. So it's turquoise. It sparkles with turquoiseness, and you have seen the color before.
Okay. Has there been anything in the monks in whatever, what are we calling the monks' place again?
Monastery.
Is there
monastery.
anything in the monastery or in the towns that have the same color? Let's go with that.
Not in the town, and not in the parts of the monastery that you have seen.
Okay, not even in the living quarters that we investigated?
You never investigated them. You saw them and walked past them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's good to remember.
Okay, all right then. It's like, that's interesting. I'll have to keep my eyes out for anything like that. So, I guess I sort of take the conversation back to the room where Arch can hear. And I'm like, okay, so it seems that we have.
I give everyone tea.
I don't drink it. So it seems
Probably
that
wasn't that well made anyway.
Yeah, it seems that we have two real objectives here that we need to sort of work out. Otto, I believe you're on board with this, whatever our end goals are.
The potential of the items that lie behind those bars, I think, cannot be underestimated.
Very
Who
good.
knows what sorts of things are hiding down there? Maybe the source of the magical, he does the air quotes, heated water for the tubs. Maybe even the source of the longevity and quick healing powers here in the
I have a
cavern.
question for you. It's the last floor, right? The very top floor, Rec, with the lock on it.
Yeah, or at least what you believe to be the.
Okay.
Since you can't go above it and
Yeah.
see if there's another floor,
Right.
it is the highest floor that you're aware of is apparently locked.
Okay. So, are you aware of the most toppest floor of the monastery has a lock on it?
You would, I mean, Otto, if you've ever walked up the monastery, you would have eventually noticed that the staircase is blocked off by a door, and presumably there's more staircase, but the door is locked.
Yeah, I do believe I have seen that door before. It has a very strange looking lock on it, if I recall correctly.
Yes. I attempted to investigate it with my particular skills, let's say. I had a little bit of trouble. I was wondering if you had anything that could potentially eat away at such a mechanical object, maybe even through it, or potentially even just on the part that connects the door to the lock, make it a little easier for us to get through.
Well, that would be a question of the metal of the things. I mean, it is possible. I could possibly.
I will give you a
make something
detailed
specified.
description of everything about that lock, and I proceed to do that.
Well, you can
I
give a
always
very
least
detailed
slip my
description
tea.
of how it visibly looked.
Yeah. How
Um,
it felt, the texture of the metal, that sort of stuff. You can
The
Flavor
metal,
when
it
you
was
licked it.
smooth.
It was a metal, and it was
Well, Rick,
smooth, and it was
Here-
cold.
here's,
Tasted like
here's where the GM comes
shell
in,
casings.
Rex.
No, I'm making a point. With your eye, you have perfect recall, Dave.
I do.
But that can only and you are capable of, with your perfect recall, completely perfectly describing what you perceived while you were there. But
Remember,
your
I
own
did
personal lack of knowledge of the makeup of things.
Yeah, okay.
So that is to say, Otto could go up to the door, and with his knowledge of metallurgy, he could clearly identify it as steel. But with your inability to discern steel from iron, from etc., you would say it's metal.
Right.
You know,
Okay, well, then ignore what I said. All right.
yeah,
Well,
you can, and Otto, you do get an accurate description of the door. It sounds to you like it's a wooden door with a metal lock of some description. Um,
Okay.
well, how about
If it's wood, we can always burn it down. Probably.
That-
take
well, the
those
whole
ones,
monastery
too.
looks like it's made out of wood, so
yeah, that's
you
Never
can.
said it was a good idea.
that's
Let's burn this mother down.
Yeah. Fire
Well,
fixes everything.
fire can even sometimes fix fire.
It can actually sometimes.
Yes,
so.
it can.
I'm mostly interested in what's behind this lock. You guys can do whatever you need to do with the gate downstairs, but I was wondering if you had anything in particular that might be able to help me get through such a thing, or even through the door itself. I'm not really interested in anything else that you have, though.
I say I'd like to get our shit back before we start breaking into secret parts of the
Well, that's the
monastery
thing.
first.
I mean, it potentially could be behind this locked door as well. You don't know where it is or anything, for example. So, there's that.
It's a valid point. You guys don't know. For all you
But
know,
why
you
would
just got buried in the garden. I mean, you know that there's a secret bottom
So,
door,
yeah.
a secret top door.
So I explained to Arch as to why he doesn't know where things are. You might have known that they'd gone through the actual grading, but you didn't actually make note of whether or not your gun was in your house before you left, or whether it was there when you went to sleep. You didn't actually take any notice of that at all, so you have no idea whether or not they were there to retrieve your weapon or whether or not they were there for other means. So, therefore, it is best to split initiatives so that we don't waste time. Because time is of
I'd
the essence.
rather
for me.
not split the initiatives if possible, but whatever.
Okay.
Just for storytelling wise and whatnot.
Noted.
It gets
Well,
kind of complicated.
I am with you, fellas.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a crack at this lock. You're welcome to come with me, or you're welcome to scrape that metal.
So I
Wait, why can't we just do both?
Of the
Scrape
most-
the metal and then go check your lock thing. It's not like we have to just okay, we wait a day, okay, we wait a day, okay, we wait a day. Let's just go down there, grab a scraping,
Need I remind
check
you,
out the lock.
Actually, you have no idea. I am here on a task that you're not currently aware of. Basically, I've been hired by a gentleman by the name of Maximilian. He is currently dying.
I interrupt him. Wait, is that the asshole who forced me on this trip?
Yes.
And you're working for him?
Yes. Also, we are here, and we need to get back to him as quickly as possible because I fear that he might already be dead. But that's besides the point. So, time is, in fact, of the essence for me, good sir. And I would beseech you
I say
to
I'm in the
understand
same boat you are. I just think we can't do our shit without our stuff.
that. All I
I
can
mean,
tell you
when these
about-
monks decide to start beating on us, I'd rather have a gun handy that
Well-
has bullets.
Fantastic. We just don't know where that stuff is.
Yeah.
It's breakfast time.
Let's go grab breakfast. It's an excuse to go check out the stuff.
Indeed.
So
Well, in that case, just before we run, Rec, what do I have with regards to acid? Anything that's probably powerful enough to eat through
a couple
some
tabs
metals?
of paper from a Grateful Dead concert.
Well,
Nice.
it's important to note a couple of things when talking about acid. The first thing to note is that in the real world, acid doesn't cartoonishly eat through things.
This is Pulp. It can eat
Yeah,
as
yes,
shit as it
that's
wants.
well.
I was
I
gonna
said
say,
there were
yeah,
a couple
the
of
whole
things
world.
to consider about acid.
Yeah.
The first thing is, in the real world, it doesn't cartoonishly eat through things. The second thing is that this is pulp, so there is acid that does cartoonishly eat through things.
Nice.
But the third thing to consider is that you don't have any just lying around, because that is a considerably powerful resource. That is a
Oh,
that
I
is
see
a
what you're
thing.
saying. Yeah, so you have to actually spend XP.
Having
credits,
so you may have acids, right, in the
Mhm.
same way that you probably also have bases and basic chemistry supplies, but you don't have the Acme brand acid that cartoonishly actually eats through things, which does exist because it's
Skull and
Pulp.
crossbones on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But because it is it is more. It is a next step type thing. It is something in the same way as ammunition or bombs or explosives, and you just
Alright.
don't have.
Cool.
Right? Yeah. Anyway, so yes.
So it does exist. I don't have any. I suppose.
I mean, like, one of the things
I
you can
suppose I could
spend-
try making a more, taking an acid and trying to make it more concentrated.
Well,
but
imagine
that's-
what he's actually saying is like you need to spend XP in order to get these things.
Yeah, you have to have the
to acquire
resource.
them. It's a thing that and yeah, you can't just make acid stronger and have Acme acid. Acme acid is, what? Let's just even move away from the word acid. It's fucking disintegration.
Acme
potion.
lock dissolver.
It's
Acme lock
it's like
dissolver number 7.
it's straight up disintegrating things. So it's not quite as. Anyway, this is all besides the point. It's breakfast. Arch has suggested that you guys go to breakfast.
Well, since everyone's down at breakfast, I'm going to take this opportunity to fiddle with that lock.
Exactly.
Well, that may not be a great idea because you have to obviously walk past the cafeteria to get there, where everyone is, and everyone will see you continue on to go upstairs for some reason.
I lean over. I say, "Quick, get a plate of food, and then sit down like you're eating lunch, and then just hang a left instead of a right when you walk out for seconds or something."
The cafeteria is the 3rd floor. It is the entire 3rd floor. I mean, it's not a
I mean,
cafeteria.
there are stairs or something, aren't there?
The stairs they pass the 3rd floor, like they pass every level. You would be obviously seen going upstairs or downstairs from the cafeteria.
Not if there was a distraction,
I mean, if you want to, yeah.
like say burning the building down. But we
Well,
already
if
vetoed
you
that.
want to light the building down on fire so that he can go.
That's a
up-
fantastic idea, Arch. Do you want to make a distraction for me while I sneak upstairs?
I was gonna say, I'll do the distraction, but let me go down. I'm gonna go down and grab some meat and see if I can get a scraping from that diamond. And if that doesn't work, and then because that shouldn't take me no half hour, and then I'll come back up, just trip and fall, pretend to be drunk, and then or not drunk, just trip and fall.
You guys can do. You guys can do whatever you want, but just to point out, breakfast is happening now, and you may miss the meal if you're distracted with other projects. That's not a huge problem. You're not going to starve to death, but there's really no reason to miss the meal.
All right.
Rex
Yeah,
would have a cigarette and be fine.
we'll do your thing first, Rex.
All right, cool.
So I'm gonna get a plate of food, and then you're gonna position yourself by the stairs. Once you're ready, I'm just gonna comically fall over backwards, sneezing, throwing my plate.
Okay, so
farting,
you guys
burping,
go to-
everything amazing.
Let me get this straight. You guys go to breakfast.
Mhm.
You're there in the cafeteria,
Mhm.
and then Arch, you start doing something.
I think I'm gonna do flashback. Consider it a flashback. Just freak out, start twitching, throw my plate sideways, knock my glass over, and just look at everyone terrified. So
Okay.
I
a
don't know
lot
what
of noise.
Okay, yeah.
All right, a man unhinged.
Flashback.
Careful that you don't get yourself institutionalized.
All right. Roll. There's going to be a roll here, as you would do.
Okay. Ooh, I just realized I have a charisma of 2. This could be bad.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any appropriate skill that might work better?
Wait, distraction is a charisma-based thing?
Well, he's going to be rolling deception lie, essentially, to pretend to have a stroke.
Not a stroke, just a flashback. I mean, I've seen flashbacks in war and stuff. I've seen people get all crazy and catatonic
Okay.
in the world.
Well, crazy and catatonic is not tweaking out and throwing and flailing their arms and stuff.
But the monks don't know that.
Do they not know that? Because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
actually do
yeah.
know that. And
Were they in
therefore
World War? Oh, all right, maybe. Damn.
you're rolling your deception to pretend to be doing a thing against their
Well,
capacity.
you can always use style points if you wanted to.
You can use style points.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
might have to do a couple of styles on this one.
So what you're going to roll is con. which is deception in this system.
Doesn't matter. I still don't got it.
Right.
Okay, so it'll be a charisma roll.
Yep. It's charisma roll.
All right. And I'm going to use how many dice do I get per style point?
I believe it's 1.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yes, I believe it was
the
1.
system says it's 1, and then I said might as well make it 2, and it's 2.
So
Okay.
it's 2 now? Okay.
Yeah. Just because
That's
there's...
how we've always played it, though. We've always had 2 die from it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't say 1 in the book. So.
It does say 1 in the system, but that's really weak for what a style point is.
Yeah.
So there's really no reason to have
Plus,
it so
we haven't exactly been rolling around in fucking style points, so yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to use 2 style points so I can get a grand total of 6 dice.
Okay, roll 6 dice.
So roll 62 carat 2. Hey.
You didn't roll.
Yeah, you rolled 60-21.
Oh, whoops. God damn it. I thought I had another one.
Yes! 18!
Only 5 successes. Awesome. Yeah. 62.
I mean, like, if we
carat
take that
2.
roll, for example, I mean, like, it's fucking Frank.
Don't forget the
really
forward
bad.
slash.
uh,
You've got
there
this,
we
I
go.
believe.
Oh, that's
Okay.
exactly the same
Yay.
as this one. That's perfect.
All right.
Good job.
All right.
Ooh. I faked good seizure.
All right, I need to make 2 rolls. One is a GM roll, and the other is a might as well be public roll because it's not a big deal. Four successes. Okay. Frank, you start tweaking out. Arch, Strathorn, you start tweaking out in the middle of breakfast.
As you do.
Maction, are you in on this little plot? I mean, are you aware of it?
I'm aware of it. However, I'm that's not what Otto's a doctor of. So
Right.
he'll be just
So
sort
he's
of
not a real doctor then, is
sort
what
of
you're
like back away slowly.
Okay. Did you sit next to him though, or are you just somewhere else in the cafeteria? Are you?
I'm just somewhere else in the cafeteria.
All right. Arch, you sit down for breakfast. Breakfast proceed. Rex, did you sit down for breakfast?
No, I did not.
No. So you never even went up to breakfast.
That's right. Also, can I do a straight up stealth check with 3 decks to see if I can help this?
Do you have the stealth skill?
I do not. That's why it's like straight up dex check.
Right. Yeah. So you can do the unskilled dex check. Increases the difficulty of the task since you don't have the skill in question.
I might as well try it.
You might as well roll your 3 dice.
If you get 0 successes and actually harm this, I'm going to be so annoyed.
I got
Yeah.
So, not even worth doing, but yeah. I figured I would add my shit to the pool.
Yeah. Which is fine. Arch, you sit down for breakfast. Maction, you sit down for breakfast. Breakfast proceeds for a little while. Rex, are you are you waiting at the bottom of the stairs, waiting to hear stuff start happening?
The moment I see people turning around to see what the hell...
But you see them do it. So you're sitting there in the stairway where they can see you.
Well, I guess
Well, I mean, not like poised in a runner's crouch in front of the staircase. He's probably standing near it. He's a private detective. He knows what to discreetly stake out.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah.
Is that actually a skill in here for like tailing people while we're on the subject? Like,
yes.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be.
Kind of. I guess you'd probably roll.
Stealth check. Yep.
Well, you would roll tracking under survival and stealth under. Or no, there is. Yes, shadowing. So there's specifically shadowing, which is just the stealth roll.
Yeah. It
Although
is under
if they were a
stealth,
particularly elusive individual, you may also have to
Alright,
roll
yeah, cool.
tracking to keep up with them.
No, that's cool. Yeah. Because I was looking for something like that, and I think that might be a good skill to take. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, stealth would a private investigator would have some stealth. But again, I need to kind of understand how you intend to.
So basically, I'm looking nonchalant at the bottom of the stairs, waiting for the distraction to happen, and then I'm just gonna ghost. You know?
So you are waiting where you can see the
Well,
cafeteria.
you'll have to explain it to me because in my mind, I'm seeing a big stairwell in the middle of the thing that goes straight up, and then it has two things that go up. So it's basically just like a giant stairwell in the middle of the thing because you said it's a monastery. And the other way that I'm seeing it is
Monastery.
like,
Well, yeah.
There's like-
Actually, the way that it works, on the first floor, there's a prayer hall,
yes,
and in the front, so there's the door to the monastery that you enter, big
Yes.
double doors,
yes,
and there's the wall that is on.
yes.
That wall
Mhm.
has on either on one side of on the left or right to the door where you enter
Yeah.
is a staircase that goes down.
Okay.
But when I say staircase, it's just stairs. It's not like a separate. It's not like the staircase in a building, in a modern building, where there's like a door and you go into a stairwell.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
a staircase. It's just stairs that go down. On the right next to that, not adjacent to the wall with the door, but adjacent to the stairs that go down, are sets of stairs that go up on either
So
side.
it's not a stairwell, but it looks like it's not in a. It's a stairwell, but it's not separated from the rooms. So
No, it's not a stairwell at all, because a stairwell is a separate thing. It's a staircase. So in the way
Okay,
that
yeah, I get it. Yep. All
yeah.
right. So
like you may have the big just stairs that are
well,
there.
okay. In that case, I'm just gonna be waiting by the door. I'm just gonna wait for everyone to sit down. Because Rex is fucking whatever. He's Rex.
The door on the floor.
What? Yeah, I'm basically I'm waiting for people to be distracted, and then I'm just gonna be, and then I'm just gonna be gone from wherever I was. That's
So-
the point. Yeah.
Well, the point that I need is because I need to know how you know that the distraction is happening.
When people stop.
I mean,
looking
once
at
I
me.
throw the first cup.
So if
I
you're
mean,
watching,
Yes.
that you're just sitting there in the cafeteria already, or in the stairwell where
Yeah.
people can see you.
I'm
Because
not.
if you can see them, they can see you, and that's the point that I'm trying to get
All right,
to.
fine. Here's what happens. I walk in. I wait. I'm
Okay.
waiting near the door. You said I can see the stairs, so that's what I'm doing. I can see the stairs. I can see the people.
Okay.
The moment the distraction happens, I'm gonna book it for the stairs.
Okay.
And maybe you can make this like a time-based thing or something. I don't know. And then I'm
Well,
gonna go.
yeah, I just need to know if I needed to be like, if you were trying to appear as if you never showed up to breakfast, or if you're trying to discreetly leave breakfast. That's the
I'm
difference.
doing the Irish exit.
I don't even know what's an Irish.
drunkenly vomiting in the alley.
No, leave without saying goodbye, basically.
Gotcha. So
Ah.
you did show up to breakfast, and you didn't try and pretend that you didn't show up at all.
Yes.
Now you're trying to go away without being noticed that you left,
Pretty
or
much, yeah.
at least being seen where you went when you left.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, that is what was important for that whole big long discussion.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got there eventually.
Yeah, fucking piece of. Anyway, all right. So, Arch, you sit down for breakfast. Max, you sit down for breakfast. Rex, you show up for breakfast. You guys have breakfast for a little while, I presume, in order to remain sort of discreet, and then
Yep.
eventually, Arch, you start tweaking out.
Yep. And the way I'm going to do that is just, general freaking out, like screaming about bombs and gas and whatnot. And then once I can no longer see Arch, once he's kind of not there, I'm going to pull out my
You mean Rex?
gun.
You're Arch.
Yeah, sorry, Rex. I'm Arch. Apparently I'm already tweaking.
Once I leave my
see
buddy.
that Rex isn't there,
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of like pull my gun out, just stare at it, and just slowly calm myself down. Like, okay, the gun's what's bringing me back. Like, all right, I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm not there anymore.
All right. Well, with 5 successes on your deception roll, I mean, you feel pretty cohesive. Your performance feels legitimate. You don't feel like there were any obvious gaps. From your perspective, at least, it's a solid performance. Several monks
Mm-hmm.
put down their food, stand up, go over to you, and try and put reassuring hands on your shoulders, on your arms, try and restrain you so you don't make a mess. Not in a not in a like kung fu grip.
Polite, sort of nice way. Yeah.
It's the very the gentle way.
I'm here for you, buddy. Let's go
Several-
dance in a field of flowers.
Yeah.
Several of the villagers who attend breakfast, and it is important to note that many villagers don't attend the really nice breakfast in the monastery. They take food.
'Cause they hate the monks. It's obvious.
Well, no, actually, every villager who lives in the
I
monastery.
was making a joke. You don't need to anyway.
I need to make sure that you're on the same page. That for the villagers,
Okay.
the monastery village are very positive with the monks, and hence why they live there and not at the other village. And even at the other village, they weren't like super against the monks. They all had different reasons for wanting to be away from this particular village.
Yeah.
You do. It is important to note that not everybody is super enthralled with what's happening, though. Several people, either through the desire to be polite, or being distracted with something else, or perhaps realizing that perhaps seeing through your ruse. At least several people are not completely enthralled with what's happening. That doesn't necessarily mean that they see Rex's retreat either.
But the
I'm not
focus
making
was
I'm
on
like, okay, thanks for the distraction, Arch. I'm gonna go upstairs now. You know?
Right.
Floyd party kazoos and stuff.
Art, you're a little too consumed with your performance. But if Maction,
Yeah.
if you wanted to attempt to gauge the audience to see if anybody is, maybe their eyes followed Rex as he left, that sort of thing. If you wanted to make any sort of,
Yeah, sure. Perception?
yeah, basically.
Cool.
Okay. I'll give that a go. And
Alright, nice. Exactly down the middle, like 100%.
Yep.
Like,
exactly what
That's,
we've
now
grown
we're back to
expect.
normal rolls.
welcome to Hollow Earth Expedition, where we roll die and get exactly even odds on everything.
Just about.
Yeah.
So, does it look like people are paying attention to Rex?
You're just, are you in general just scanning the entire audience and looking to see if any heads turn, or is there anybody in particular that you're worried about?
He's actually walking up to every person, asking them, "Are you watching my friend over there while this other guy has a seizure?"
I suppose the person I'd be most worried about would be the abbot.
Yeah. That's a good
Okay, so with a 4 and focusing on the abbot, you see that he doesn't look over to Arch at all. But with 4 dice, you can't tell if his eyes follow Rex out of the room or if he even noticed Rex. But you see you're super positive that the abbot was not at all convinced by what Arch was doing. You know
damn.
that at least.
5 dice didn't break through his thingy.
Well, if you had that 6, I mean, like, that's the next cap up for, like, DC. It's 4 and 6, so, like...
Oh,
The
gotcha.
typical DCs are 4, 5, and 6, but this is technically a contested roll.
Yeah.
So he had a dice pool and he rolled, and monks had dice pools and they rolled, and whatever their successes were was your DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So...
And just to put it out in the open, the public roll was the general monk's roll.
Okay.
But the abbot's, because he's a
Special character.
he's a special character, so if I make his rolls public, you know his dice pool, and that's
Yeah.
a problem. So his dice roll is hidden, so you don't know his pool. Honestly, I wish I could roll and show successes without.
Yeah, well, you got to host a game to
without
do
failures.
that, motherfucker. Anyway, so, yeah, what happens next? I'm antsy. I want to get up and fucking...
Well, yeah,
find this spot.
you Rex, you make it there just fine.
Perfect.
You have no personal awareness of the success or dis-success of
Yeah,
what you.
literally the moment I see something happening, I'm ghosting. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, sick of waiting around.
Ghosting with a 1.
Well, you hobble over there.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, he's fucking injured. So like,
Clunk.
yeah.
I just like David being quiet, or, Rex being quiet, and like clunk with the cane, clunk with the cane.
Well,
You
no, I would.
obviously-
Yeah. Yeah.
You obviously have to go up several flights of stairs to get there, but you're there. I mean, as far as you know, there's no one around.
Yeah. I'm just catch my breath a little bit, and then I will apply the lock.
All right, now to clarify what is going on here. This is a lockpicking larceny check.
Yep.
Um,
I still
because
got my
you-
lock picking kit, but I've ruined it once, sort of thing. So,
Right.
And you said
So
I
it
had
has-
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got 2 basic. Like if I fail this, I lose another attempt.
Well,
with
no,
my
you have to
lock-picking.
catastrophically fail to consume tools.
Yeah, that's what I meant by fail. So.
But I need to make another clarification. This is a larceny lockpicking check. You are allowed to reattempt things you failed before, but as in many systems, attempting something you have failed before increases the original DC by 1. So as in to make it so you can't just try something forever and ever and ever over and over and over and over and over and over again and eventually get it statistically. So the DC has increased by 1 from whatever it previously was.
Sure.
You did completely bomb that previous roll, so you really don't know if, like, you've got really no idea how difficult it is.
Yeah.
As long as you don't completely bomb, you may still have, a pretty
All right.
decent.
So am I able to take time? Like, how long do I know breakfast takes?
So breakfast, it's about a 20-minute ordeal. It's already a couple minutes, 4 or 5 minutes until you threw your little ruse to not just do it immediately at the start of breakfast.
Sure.
So you have about between 14 and 12 minutes before. Well, and that's the other thing. People finish breakfast early and just start leaving.
Sure.
amongst
Yep.
people.
That's fine. As Rex, how much time would I perceive that I have to dick around with this lock?
Hold on a second.
I wouldn't risk wasting extra time personally, but
Because right now I'm sitting on 9 die, and I want to know if I can get higher.
Hold on a second.
Damn.
I'm looking at the.
Well, I'm using a style point as well, so.
Oh, you're using a style point as well.
Yeah, so I normally, for lockpicking, I'm at 7. But with style point, I go to 9.
And where does that 7 come from? Can you break it down for me?
So larceny is dex plus my level, which is 5. And then I have lockpicking, which gives me plus 2.
Right.
And then I have a style point.
Gotcha. Why don't you? Empathy is also technically intuition.
All right, yeah, sure.
Why don't you roll empathy to see how much time you have?
That's a good call.
if you botch this, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
6 successes.
Ooh.
Yeah, so with 6 successes, you know that theoretically you have no time. Like, a monk could finish breakfast and head straight upstairs for something.
All right.
So,
With that in mind, I will
basically
just
have
roll.
1 try with no time.
I will roll with 9 die then using a style point.
Okay, roll 9 die.
7 successes, come on.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So,
Hey,
with 7 successes.
the lock apologizes as it opens for you.
I'm sorry!
Yeah.
With 7 successes, you slot. You basically do figure out that it's not a normal lock.
Sure.
It doesn't work like locks on the surface, which is what you have experience with work, as opposed to a key with teeth that puts tumblers into the right position and then allows it to unlock.
Yeah.
There's some sort of mechanism on the inside that is a series of discs that slide into position, and once that position is met, something slots into place and allows the lock to move and open. You're not quite sure how a key or anything would fit in and move those discs on the inside, but that's really neither here nor there because you figure it out.
I make it happen.
It does take you 10 minutes.
All right.
even just giving your attempt.
Mm.
You sit there and you have to start slowly sliding discs into place. Now, if you feel uncomfortable at any point, you know how the lock works, and you can abandon it because it's
Nope.
taking too long.
I'm gonna stay there.
All right. You slide. You start moving the discs. You figure out that it's based on the discs on the inside, and you eventually figure out the configuration that they need to be in for it to unlock.
Perfect.
And it does unlock.
All right. I do my best to make it appear that it is still closed and go in.
So you open it and then try and close it again
Yeah, but
inside
yes.
in a way that makes it look
So
closed.
you know how you can get I assume it looks like a padlock, right?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's in the door. A padlock
Okay.
is a hook.
All right, just real quick. Can I open the door?
Then what
from
you
the
need is a
inside?
shim, just to make sure that the lock doesn't engage after you close it behind you.
Yeah. Is there any way that I can do that?
No.
Is there any way that I can do that?
I mean, wait a second. The door's closing behind you. It's not like it's going to lock you back in.
there-
What are the odds of it locking you
don't
back
know.
in?
You
I
don't
suppose.
know.
Can I test the door to see if it opens from the inside?
What do you mean? So
Well,
you're
I open
got
the door.
unlocked,
Jiggle the handle?
Open. I mean, you can open it and close it. So you open it, and what do you want to? You want to
So
see what?
is it like an actual tumbler in the door that will engage once I put the key in and turn it?
Well, you can't see inside the door. It's just still a door on both sides. I guess
Okay.
I'm confused with what question you're
You
asking.
know how you open
Okay.
a door, Rex?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
then
I do.
you look at the part that connects the wall with the door.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I can shut the door and go inside without locking myself inside and unable to get out?
Well, it looks just like a internal bolt that we have on modern doors.
Okay, so you're saying I can shut the door and not lock it.
Well, you're not aware of if it locks by itself.
That's what I'm
you-
attempting to test right now. Whether or not it
So
does
you're
that.
shutting it again after having unlocked it to see if it locks again.
No, I'm not.
Can't you
I'm
just jiggle
opening it-
the handle while the door's open? See how that affects stuff.
Well, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna go in and close the door.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm just really confused about what you're asking.
I
'Cause
want to
you're
know
asking-
if I'm gonna lock myself inside if I go inside.
You don't know if it locks by itself when it closes.
Is there a mechanism on the inside that I can pick?
There is another lock on the
Alright,
other
fine,
side.
Good. I go in and shut the door.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to know, man.
Well, you didn't ask that. You're like, are there tumblers and are there gizmos? And like, you
whatever,
didn't just
yeah.
fucking say, is there a keyhole on the other side?
Okay, well, fuck. You said it's a different door, so anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm
Well,
going
yeah,
in and I'm shutting the door
Simple
behind
to
me.
ask that question. All right.
Shit, man.
You go in and shut the door behind you,
I do.
and we're also coming up on an hour of play.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
a good
perfect
place
time
to leave
for
it, yeah.
a cliffhanger and to come back after a 3 to 5 minute break.
Alright, guys, you heard the man.
Okay.
We're gonna go on a quick break. We will be back though. We got plenty more TTRPGs to play. In fact, we got 14 hours today. Big game.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of, because some set of those hours is on a different channel.
It doesn't matter. I'm still playing it, and the channel is still gonna be available.
It's not all about you, Dave. God.
Well, it kind of is. I'm the only person in every single game, so shut up. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll be back in 3 to 5. Don't go anywhere. We've got plenty more to come. Enjoy the music, because there's
Be
lots
right
of it.
back.